Welcome to my TFT guide for the best comps in 12.4. Right before 12.4b comes out, these are going to be the comps that you can use to climb very far, very fast. This, what you see on your screen, is going to be the best comp to climb with at the moment. It will be being nerfed next patch. Sejuani and Zach will both be nerfed, so we will see what the next patch holds for us. But as of right now, for free LP, you want to run this comp. Tom Kinch can be moved to anywhere on the map except on the outer edges where Sejuani and Zach are, because you want those two to be able to absorb as much damage as possible, and both of their abilities make it to where they get tankier by a lot, to be honest, like 75% tankier, to be honest, and they'll be able to just absorb a lot of pressure while your team starts to ramp up and get all their damage out. Vi will be your second carry. She will never die. She will tank like a goddess, and Renata will just AoE burn everyone down. And this is the first place comp. This comp will give you first place no matter who you fight, as long as you position correctly. The only people you really need to position will be Tom Kinch mainly, and then Victor, Sonata, and Silco. As long as you move them in the correct positions to not be able to get CC'd or allow them to hit the maximum amount of people or be the last people to be hit, you will always get a big W at the end of this. And first place is very easy because Silco will empower Victor, Sonata will get everyone a half, and Victor will just one-shot everybody else from the rest. Tom Kinch at this point, you can also do a variation where you give Tom Kinch a lot of these items if you get him early enough, and he basically will farm you items throughout the whole game once you tier 2 him. 6 hashtag is going to be the second place comp within TFT right now. If you would like to get, again, a top 3, this is going to be the comp to run. The reason why the server only has Gunsus is because in reality I've seen people run Static, I've seen people run IE and Last Whisper. I feel as long as you have Gunsu, it does not matter what the rest of your items are, she will be able to carry. It's just Gunsu helps her ramp up, or once she's ramped up, she just becomes this unstoppable force at a point. And if you would like to even be able to beat the Bruiser comp, this is what you will have to have. At least you would need this, and then obviously your best bet will be a Giant Slayer, but that's not always going to be able to happen. So I will always try to recommend at least get a Gunsu and then 2 other DPS items, and you'll be solid. Alistair is the carry kinda of this comp, because if he's allowed to CC repeatedly or big groups of people, you will win fights because of that. Even against the Bruiser comp, again, it will be a lot harder. Again, I very much recommend Gunsus, but Alistair will be the main star. He may not put out the most damage, but if he's getting 5 to 6 man knockups, you're almost guaranteed to win those fights. So you always want to position your Alistair. I will also recommend, some people I think run Swain, but I like Nocturne because you can get a frozen heart sooner or later in the game, and you can position him to where he can be even more of a nuisance, other than just fearing, but also AoE slowing the enemy team's targets and carries, and it just helps so much. Coming in third place is going to be 6 Scrap 3 Innovator with Socialite. Is very, very strong. Irelia will carry you many of games. Irelia will need an IE and a Last Whisper and probably a Bloodthirst is what I'm seeing a lot regularly. And she will hard carry your team. The reason why you want her next to Blitzcrank is because Blitzcrank will pull someone next to her, and she'll be able to start resetting instantly instead of being focused on tanks. Her biggest issue for sure is being focused on tanks, but normally once you hit 6 Innovator, you have so many items that your shields are so big that it's very hard for the enemy team to kill you, even your Irelia. But it's always good for Irelia to have that extra survivability if possible, or at least a Quicksilver so she can not be chain CC'd and pop off. Normally around this point you can have Jinx also pop off, and Echo, the normal like Frozen Heart and Morelos, was very good on him. Coming out of 5th place here, Yordles. Yordles is just a very consistent comp right now. Corki, losing to Tristana and bringing Corki in has made it to where Corki with the right items can just hard carry your mid to early game and just allow you to scale perfectly into your Vigar and just completely hard carry the game. The only things I would say is Vex is not as good as she used to be. I would very, very much recommend getting her a QSS. For Corki, he would just need a blue buff, IE, and Jewel Gauntlet to actually maximize his damage output. But obviously you want to make Vex your tank. but she needs QSS. Alistair is in the game now, and he is hard countering her and making her utterly useless. So you would like to have a QSS, because there is going to be an Alistair in 99% of your game, because Alistair is probably the most broken character right under Silco. And to snowball your early game to be able to transition into these comps, I will highly recommend running 4 Hex Tech with a Rek'Sai. And the reason for this is Rek'Sai will give you Striker, you have 2 Bruiser, and Swain being on this side of the map, it doesn't matter which way you do it, because as long as he's on the edge, he will be able to hit the maximum amount of targets while also frontlining for you. This will allow you to basically win early game, probably stay up there around 80% or 80 HP, and snowball your lead into actual comps you would like to build. But this is just a very stable and easy comp to build, because Hextech units are all over the place for the first couple stages, while also being one of the most overtuned traits in the game right now. And that's gonna wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoy, and leave a like, comment, and subscribe down beneath. And I hope you guys gain a lot of LP within your games and make it to your goals for the end of 2022.